In this tutorial, you'll use text variables to dynamically display content based on the text entered by the user. Now, as a quick review, when you're working with variables, it's a three-step process. First thing you're going to do is create the variable. Choose the name for the variable, you choose the type of variable, and you set the initial value of that variable. Second step is to adjust the variable, and you do that with a trigger. So you either assign a value or you add a value to the variable. And the third step is to use the variable. And that's where you can display or perform an action based on the current value of that variable. So in this first example, it's a pretty common example where we're asking the learner to add their name. So we may have a variable here that's called your name as a way to capture the name. And when the learner enters the name and presses submit, they're taken to a new screen where we can actually address them by their name. So it's a really easy way to personalize your slides using a text-based variable. Now let's look at one more example. And in this example, it's a little bit different. We're still working with a text data entry box, but we want them to enter a required text. So we're actually listening for a specific entry, a specific word. And those are the two words we're looking for right here, ethics or communication. Based on the word the learner types in here, we'll show them one of two layers. So it's a way to personalize a course by asking the learner to first make a decision or enter the type of course or enter the subject that they want to learn. And what we're doing is we're listening for these two words. If I were to type in, say, my name, nothing's going to happen, right? We could set it up so that if one of these is not chosen, we're actually giving a warning saying, please choose something. But the way this is set up here, we're just listening for ethics or communication. When I click submit, I'm shown the ethics training screen. And if I type in communication, and click submit, then I'm going to see the communication slide. So in the first example, we just typed in our value, our name, and that name was displayed on the next screen. In the second example, we used a very specific value that we were looking for, and depending on which word was typed into the text box, we were shown one of two different slide layers. All right, make sure you've downloaded the practice files for the text variables, and we'll see you in the next lesson.